Yes, I did try to recruit LeBron. Yes, I did try to recruit D Wade. And I think that that's what a lot of the animosity came from. That it was just like, yo, man, it made things like it fueled the fire that much more.
I feel like you're one of those guys. Listen, you describe that. I feel like you're one of those guys. Like KG was like this. You know, I'm trying to think. There's a few guys like this. Like I can simultaneously be competitive, but also say, hey, even though we're not on the same team, you're my friend. Mm-hmm. I feel like you're one of those guys that, like, if you're not on your team, you have a deep-seated hatred in your heart for them.
And you know what? And that's something that I have to learn and grow and do better. That's my shit. That's my bullshit. So I think that as I got older, I realized that that's not a good way to be. I think you need to be competitive as you can between the lines, and then once that's over, you got to let it go, because otherwise you're just going to carry way too much that's unnecessary baggage. Like, you know, I'm done playing. Like, it's not cool to be competitive off the court. It's not a good energy to have, because and people love it though. People love you for being competitive, because, you know, competition can get really ugly. You can see great parts in people, but you can see really dark shit in people. And I think that's why people love sports. But you don't want to be competitive at home. You can't be competitive. You don't want to be competitive with your brothers, your kids. Like, it's not your wife. Like, you gotta. So for me personally, it's like, I know that that's something that that I deal with, because the competition shit it's how I was raised. It's in my DNA. You know, my grandfather was a soccer player. He played with an edge. My dad, if you saw how he played tennis, he played with an edge. It's in me. I see it in my daughter. Like, when we play like Monopoly, and like, she's like, if she loses, she's just like. So I know it's like something that's in us, but at the end of the day, I know that it's something that I learned along my journey. I actually have an interesting story about that. It's like when all this shit happened with the Knicks, and my first year, I had a knee injury, I had a shoulder injury, 2 surgeries, I had a drug suspension. You know, I didn't want to play basketball anymore. And I remember I was like, okay, I get past all that, and I'm back in the gym, and I'm like a shell of myself. Like, it's probably like my second or third time after those 2 surgeries, back in the gym, and I'm at Pepperdine in Malibu. D Wade has his coach on the other side of the court, and I'm on the other side of the court, and I'm embarrassed. I'm like, yo, I can barely move. And I remember and it was like, you know, it was bad. Like, okay, we were competing against these guys, but it was bad blood. Like, they weren't fucking with us. We weren't fucking with them. And I really, like, it was personal, you know? And I remember like him being in the gym, and like, I didn't even know where to put myself. And I remember him on the sideline being like, yo, good luck and keep it up. And I don't even know if he knows this, but it just like meant a lot to me, and it said a lot. I was like, yo, you know what? There are things that are just like bigger than this, you know? And I don't know, it was deep, and it just like made me really rethink my whole thing, because I was like turning into like a persona that like wasn't like really who I was, you know?
As always, thank you for listening to the show. Please subscribe on YouTube, Spotify, Apple, Wondery, wherever you listen to your podcast. We appreciate you guys.